Hi. Hello, Louis. He just come around. He sleeps all day. Yeah, it rained here pretty heavy here a few minutes ago. Um, my sunflowers are doing good. They didn't. I put them in there, and they did absolutely nothing for 2 weeks. But the last week, they've come right to life. Ooh. Anyway, I got this pressed together, um, nice and smooth, and it's 7 millimeter right here. Um, 7 millimeter. It doesn't quite go in as far as I believe the other side is. I'm still close to 10 thou off, but but the 7 millimeter Allen wrench does just barely go in this opening, and that was where the other one was. But with the new piece they gave me, because that stainless steel dust deflector thing, it's real super soft and it crushes. And I thought it was 18 gauge or 18 thou thick, and it wasn't. It was only like 10 thou thick and 18 out on the edge, but 10 thou down where it was used. So anyway, the new piece that came is the same thickness as the spacer, and that stainless steel thing is new. So when I put it on my test exo and put it in, my 7 millimeter wrench slides in there almost 1/8 of an inch. So this is not. I didn't want to go back to the machine shop and have another one of those spacers made 10 thou thicker. So it is what it is. But anyway, the assembly that I took apart on the other side, this shaft was totally submerged in green Loctite right up the threads, and where the washer sat right here, the threads, I have to chip it all out. All the threads are salt full green Loctite, and that nut was put on with green Loctite. So they put the flange down in, and then they just literally poured green Loctite around it before they put the washer and then put the nut on and torqued it. Should I do that when I assemble this? Like, I'm a few hours away. I got to put my seal and put my dust cover on and assembly and get set up for it. But some say I shouldn't. You don't want to put Loctite on it, and some say you should put Loctite on it. Green Loctite is about the weakest that you can go. But anyway, I got to put a coat of paint on this before I put it together. But anyway, I got this all cleaned up. I put oil on my surfaces before I slid it in, and it's bottomed out. It little bit of torque on it. It's where it's supposed to sit. And I talked to a couple qualified. I'd call them qualified people, not Ferrari people, but mechanically inclined, and they said that nut would be torqued at 158. So they thought my information on that is accurate. So anyway, I'll take that down in the garage. I put a dehumidifier in the garage. One that it's measures up to be a little bit small for my area. It measured up 15 by 15, and my area is actually 14 by 25. And there's enough moisture in that room. I could probably have 2 or 3 dehumidifiers going, but they're $400 a piece. So right now there's a dehumidifier going. I read the directions for an hour until I had some facts understood and most facts scrambled. The directions are very intertwined. They say if you use one button, it eliminates another button. Not to run the thing continuously, and also if I have extra moisture problem, to push the turbo button. And So anyway, I pulled the water bucket out of it to make sure there was a piece of plastic that wasn't supposed to be in there that I had to pick out and put on the bench. And then I put it back in, plugged it in, and I pushed the on button, and it turned on. And it's been going for the last couple hours. I don't know. Oh, I'm going to go out in a few minutes and check to see if there's any water in the bucket. I guess when you put it back, push the bucket back in, it takes 3 minutes before it turns back on. But that's about almost the only information I actually got out of the directions. But I read them over and over until that's enough of that. Like I don't. I'm not a textbook expert. I can understand things when what I can do with my hands, but as far as reading stuff and replying that to what I can do with my hands, it's a different story. But anyway, the button is turned on and it's running, and it's been raining here off and on all day, like pouring, but it's kind of nice now. Anyway, oh, cat. If it ever stops raining sometime, I'll mow the lawn. But yeah, we had 2 months, April and June, was like 28 to 30 degrees every day with no rain in sight for the whole 2 months. And then this month we've had 25 to 30 some degrees every day on the high 200% humidity with rain. So anyway, I still have to push this out. These bearings this is off the driver's side. There's nothing wrong with these bearings, but new ones are going in it with this with my new piece here that is a few thou thicker than the used stainless steel piece and the original spacer. But technically I'm getting burned out with all this technical stuff. I got to get back to more easier lifestyle so I can enjoy myself better. Oh, look at that. The water on the floor is actually drying up. Just there this morning I mopped it up. There was a great big puddle here, but I have a drain hole drilled, so that helped, but there was water here. Now, a couple hours ago that said 71. Now it says 61. Maybe someone can tell me what that means. I know I'm not going back to the directions to read to find out. But I still have mold coming out. I wiped everything down with Armor All a couple nights ago, just quickly, but I'm anyway, I'm gonna have to clean that interior again. I have an idea. I'm going to have to clean that interior every day until this car is out of this shop, because the Armor All is not working. I put the Armor All on the same night I made the video, and then I read all your guys' comments, and thank you very much for those comments. Some people say use vinegar. Vinegar kills mold, and other people say, oh, don't use vinegar on leather. So which is it? You know what I mean? Like, Maybe vinegar a little bit on the rag just to kill the mold, and then put a conditioner on the leather to keep it safe. But anyway, I'm going to have to get to the store and get some good quality conditioner and go over that. But that dehumidifier should help. But anyway, it's I'm not as like I'm only so concerned about the mold on the leather, because I can clean that off. It comes right off. I'm not going to let it sit there for like 6 months. Like it comes off. I'm more concerned about all the electrical connections, because humidity and electrical connections are the biggest poison on that car. And I'm very concerned about that. So I'm trying to get, my bearings are supposed to be in for this thing tomorrow. And I'm going to tinker around and put my dust cover on and get ready to torque that flange on there. And then I can reassemble this wheel and then go about putting together my other side. So by next week, by the end of the weekend, I hope to have the wheels back on and the car out of that shop. And then I have a fighting chance. But the humidity out here is like 200% humidity. It's as muggy and sticky as it could be. And in there it's cold. But the fact really is, here the floor is relatively dry. A lot of moisture, but it's dry. And in here where I painted it, the paint caps the cement, so the water sits on top because the room is cold, or warms up from the sun. But anyway, it's a lot drier. The dehumidifier's working good. But I'm going to go to the store and get some conditioner. Some people said Dove soap and warm water and a cloth. But I don't want to. Anyway, I guess I can just keep cleaning it off, and eventually I'll get it out of this shop, and then I have a fighting chance of success after that. But yeah, it smells like mothballs in there because I got mothballs all over the car to keep the mice out. Anyway, thanks for your time. See you next time. Bye.